with Steve. She's her own bubble butt boyfriend, Billy. You're evil. Some slack. She watched her mom get butchered. Where do you get this shit? You are pathetic.
Get ready to join Nancy Ann Ritter, aka Nah, as she and Jar Jar Jeremy try to face their fears of all things horror. Along with their guru of gore, Kevin Crooksy, they will watch and give their critiques of some of the best the horror genre has to offer. Will they succeed? Find out on the re-education of Nancy Ann Ritter.
Yes, we are recording.
Are you scared?
No, I haven't seen the movie yet. I don't know what I should.
Oh my gosh, Crooksy. Skinless Frank.
Yeah.
I get it.
Up, do I? Okay, I have one more.
I was going to be super creepy Uncle Frank, but I was like, it's the same thing.
Okay, since it's
That's
the night
great.
before Halloween, I have a few dumb things. Can
Okay.
I do them?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay, I have a couple Halloween songs that Jar Jar could teach to his kids, and then I got this for me, and then for Tony, Tony Moran, Tony's little. We have a little kitten named Pumpkin. Okay.
Oh.
So do you see this little?
Yes.
Okay, wait.
That's adorable.
Okay, and then listen to what he does. Do you love it?
Oh,
Yes.
yes.
Okay, good. Okay.
I'm
What
a
are you
cat
gonna-
person, so I do love it.
Okay, so since it's the Halloween episode, can I sing two little ditties?
Oh,
Yes.
absolutely.
I know you and you and Crooks, you're gonna be like, she's crazy.
We were like,
Oh
what?
no, you're skinless, Frank. Okay, Jack-o'-lantern, Jack-o'-lantern, you are such a pretty sight as you sit there in the window looking out at the night. Once you were a yellow pumpkin growing on a sturdy vine, but now you are a jack-o'-lantern. Let your candle light shine. Woo! A witch came flying by. Take you home and soon you'll be a pumpkin pie. Okay, and then there's one more. One little, two little, three little witches fly over haystacks, fly over ditches, fly across the moon without any hitches. Hi ho, Halloween is here. And then there's one. Yeah, I can't sing the other one because it's those are the two.
because it's crude.
Yeah.
No, well,
She goes from
I
one
guess
little,
so.
two little, three little witches to all sucking dicks and. Bye, bye, bye. Are you a big Halloween person, Nancy
That's
Ann?
definitely a
I've
treat. It's
got-
not a treat. Sorry, go ahead.
okay, I'm turning you up. I've gotten really well. No, I always was.
Oh,
My
now
best-
I get it now. Hold on, Tony Moran. Now you're a huge Halloween fan.
Well, I was even pre to. Oh yeah, even pre Tony, my best friend and I, since 6 years old. She went to UVA on a scholarship because she was a great sprinter. So what we would do, our houses were no, they weren't that far apart. We would sprint from house to house with our pillowcases trick or treating, so we could get as much candy as we could. So we weren't like normal kids who just would walk. We would, I'm sure there are other kids that ran, but we would literally run from house to house. So we took it very seriously. We did not carry the little plastic pumpkins. We knew with the pillowcases we could get as much candy as we could.
More
And there
bang
was
for the buck.
more bang for the buck. And then there was a great house you guys would have liked. I won't describe it well, but these techie guys in the 80s, and now it's even bigger. The police have to like block off the street. But in the 80s, it was very popular, but in their front yard, they had all these hydraulics and ET, like life-size ET, and just really cool stuff. So we would include that in our trick-or-treating.
Nice.
But it is fun going around the neighborhood. I just noticed over the last several years that people have gotten way more jacked up with putting Halloween lights out. It almost feels like as big as Christmas as far as the front yard decorations.
Oh yeah.
Do you all feel that way?
Out by me, it's definitely like that. Where I live in the very rural area, and lots of houses get really decked out, do musics, the lights all dance to the music and stuff like that. It's really cool.
No, I've seen the lights dance to music at Christmas time. So, oh my gosh, do they play spooky Halloween music?
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, some of them even play regular pop music with them too, and it'll be like the house will be lit up with like pumpkins and stuff, and the pumpkins will start singing the songs.
I've seen videos of that. I haven't. Most of the people around here still just do the Christmas stuff. Yeah.
And if any of the listeners haven't realized, this is the re-education of Nancy Ann Ritter, and we're all
true.
here.
Yeah,
the
and
show has begun.
For those that are listening or watching the show, it's well after Halloween, but we're recording the day before Halloween. So that's why all the festivities.
And you can pretend like it's your day before Halloween too.
That's right.
Before your Halloween cherry is popped. You can, but so, so our indoor decorations since I'm now with my parents, like I used to be most excited about the Halloween decorations inside the house, and now I'm just as excited for the Halloween decorations. We have
inside my house. The woman has made it look very fall. We're not very festive with Halloween inside the house or outside the house, really. It all very fall stuff, little autumn and harvest stuff all around. And
now, did you refer to is the woman your wife or the mother of your children? Because I don't want to assume
she is. We're not married yet. We are in a partnership, which means that there's some legal contrast to us, insurance-wise and stuff like that. We do plan on getting married one day, but she has 3 kids of her own, and I have 2 kids of my own.
So thus the 5 kids.
5 kids. Ta-da!
Now, before
insanity.
Before I forget, what's your daughter's name who watches the horror films?
That would be Lindley.
Did Lindley like Hellraiser?
Lindley did not watch Hellraiser.
I was going to say, I wouldn't think that one Hellraiser.
Yeah, I was just like, hold on. Hellraiser is all about S&M stuff. I was like, no, we're not going to. No, I don't want to have to explain any
And
of
also,
that.
it's probably the most violent out of all the movies around this time as well.
It really is.
And it's funny because it got an R rating, as opposed to like all of the other movies that we've talked about that was like NC-17 or X. Because it came out in, was it 87?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ask you all. I took my notes. Was it, and the end credits, oh yeah. I think, yes, 1987. I wrote it in my notes.
So it came out like, during the height of Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday the 13th, and Halloween. Like came out like when they were like kind of like at their like this is what everyone was talking about kind of deal. And it was a completely different style of horror movie, definitely. And they cut some stuff from the movie, but they were able to leave a lot in, and they got an R.
Do you know what they had to cut? Anything specific?
Yeah, there was some extended parts to like the sex scenes, and yeah, there's some director's cuts out there. And then there was also some more graphic, like the
ripping of the skin.
Ripping of the skin at the end, especially, and then like the hammer hits to the head.
Oh yeah.
They had to actually cut some of those out. But yeah,
and those were all practical effects too. The whole.
Oh yeah. The only thing that was not, and it was practical in the sense of that it was done by hand, was at the end when they had like the weird, like it's like hand painted on the cells of like the animation when the light coming from the box or the lament cube, that was all done by hand. and that was because it was they ran out of money. So literally, was it?
That was another thing.
Yeah,
It was only $1 million.
Yeah, Clive Barker and to quote Clive Barker and a Greek guy sat there all weekend and just painted all those by hand.
No
To
kidding.
finish up the movie. Yeah, they didn't say who it was. It's just a Greek guy.
A Greek guy.
Yeah,
And this was also Clive Barker's first movie, right?
first feature movie. Yeah, it was.
First
He
feature.
did 2 shorts before this, but he wrote the book that it's based off of.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's they were originally gonna like name it after the book, but they asked for him to change it because of they didn't want it to sound too much like a love story, because it sounded too much like a love story.
What was the original title?
The Hellbound Heart is the name of the book.
Oh, I like Hellraiser.
Yeah, that kind of, Hellbound Heart does have kind of a romantic ring to it.
So
That could have confused some people.
Yeah, they told him to change it. He offered sadomasochist from beyond the grave. They said no, because of the overly sexual content. He ultimately opened the floor to the production team to offer up their own suggestions, prompting a 6-year-old female crew member to offer up what the woman will do for a good fuck. That was like an option that someone on the cast offered up. But yeah,
Wait, a 6-year-old?
60-year-old.
Oh, 60-year-old.
Yeah, 60-year-old is, oh, gee, sir, I want to, oh, golly, I just would like a lollipop.
Wait,
What a woman would do to fuck.
Yeah, so she said she was a cast or a crew member. She suggested what a woman would do for a good fuck is a name for the movie.
I hope I'm that Randy at age.
That would have been
60.
that still would have been kind of a confusing name for the movie. I don't think I came here for this.
Yeah.
I don't think I came.
Right?
Just like, wait for it. Here for this. There you go. I just made you think for a second. That's all.
I'm glad they didn't give away in the title that there was going to be all that psychotic love story, because that was a real turn for me, an unexpected turn.
Yeah. And it's something where there's been multiple sequels.
Oh yeah. They've even gone to space.
And it's they haven't been as great. I'll be honest with you. There's some good ones in there, like scattered in there. They just did a kind of like a reboot in 2022. The
Hulu one, I think it was.
But there was a Hulu series, yeah. But yeah, there's a couple out there that, like, obviously Doug Bradley is like, he's the man when it comes to playing
the
Pinhead.
quintessential, yeah.
Yeah. And but there's been some other people that was just weird choices. Like there's one guy that, like, legit, whenever I see him, like, he just looks like a loaf of bread with the needles in him, because I'm like, he's a thicker Pinhead. But in a lot of if you read the book, he's not called Pinhead in that.
No, he's the lead Cenobite. Zype something is his actual name.
He's called the Priest, but he's not the lead Cenobite. The lead Cenobite, it was actually supposed to be the lead Cenobite in the movie as well. It was supposed to be the big one. I
was just gonna say the mini Jabba the Hutt with the sunglasses. Every time he appeared, I was like, "Here comes Jazz Blob."
Yeah,
he was so late with the tongue.
Yeah, he was supposed to be, but him and like the chattering teeth one, they were both supposed to have lines, but they couldn't say their lines. So all of their lines were given either to Pinhead or the female Cenobite, for those purposes. But yeah. So, in one little fun fact, Doug Bradley was originally offered a choice of roles between one of the two mattress movers or the lead Cenobite. He originally thought that it was important that as a new film actor, the audience should be able to see his face, but then he eventually decided otherwise. But yeah, he almost
parts of his face.
Yeah, you can see most of his face. Yeah.
Wait,
and it took 6 hours to put that makeup on.
Wow.
And Doug Bradley played the lead Pinhead.
Pinhead, yep.
Okay. What else is he? I always hear the name Doug Bradley
Mhm.
on the convention circuit. Is he
Yep.
still alive?
Oh yeah, yep.
Oh, okay. And what is he? Oh, is this embarrassing? I guess this is why it's called the re-education of Nancy. What has he been like? What has he been in?
He's known for this. He's mostly known for this. He's done a bunch of other things. He was a stage actor for a long time,
Ooh.
and like this was his first like as a new film actor. So like he was on stage. Like he's British. Clive Barker. Like most of the cast is British. That's why there's like some of the voices are obviously overdubbed. I don't know if you've noticed. For Frank's voice, like hey, it's just like some over. Yeah, because a lot of them were British actors and they just overdubbed them with American voices. I don't know why. Yeah, man. I'm Jabba the Hutt. I'm a mini Jabba the Hutt.
Oh my gosh! I mean, every time he came on, I was, and then at the end, when the daughters, taking care of each one, I'm like, she hasn't gotten Jabba. He's gonna enter, to be the last one.
And then you see her, and she's in that slave Leia outfit, and he's just walking away. That would be a good way to end it.
That would have been.
But yeah, so
next time.
So yeah, let's get into it. So, Jar Jar,
all right,
start.
Well, we start with the opening where Frank is hunting for the lament cube, right? And kind of he's this guy that's just really into what's the word I'm looking for? He likes to get his freak on.
Yeah, he's intense. He likes he's one of those guys that he's already experienced things and he needs to go up a level. He's constantly trying to make things more exciting, I guess.
I've not had this problem in my sex life.
Same here.
I'm just like, wow. But yeah, all right. So he finds the cube. It looks like in some place in India or something like that.
I think it's China.
Is it China?
I think so.
Some Asian country.
Yes.
And there you go. Yeah. And brings it home to America and decides to play with it.
Right. So he gives like a ton of money, like 2 big piles of cash, and he's just like, he walks away, and the guy's like, "Oh, it's been yours all along," whatever. As he's walking away, and I'm like, "What? Give me the money back, then."
Yeah, right.
Like, well, I'll take that, thank you. And then but yeah, and it's a puzzle box. I have one, a 3D printed one that 3D Monkey Chris, he was selling them at Comic Cons and stuff for a while, and I grabbed one a while back, and it's awesome.
Nice.
It's a really good quality.
Does it move around and stuff?
It doesn't. You can get them. You can get those ones. Those are expensive. But,
yeah.
And that's too close to home. I don't know. I don't want to even mess with that part of it. They also make Rubik's.
It's kind of like Ouija boards and stuff like that. Like
nothing will happen, obviously, but still, I'm like,
my little kid.
How do you know?
One. That's where I'm at.
How do you know Skinless Frank?
Lindley just got one for her birthday, and I'm just like, oh.
We
really have to a Ouija board.
I thought you were talking about like the Box of Lament. I'm like, what?
That would be movie. Crazy. That is no.
You asked for that.
No.
But yeah.
Jeremy,
so
can I have the lament cube?
Please. Yeah. She just does little like girl eyes. Please. And she's like batting her eyes. So yeah, it's basically just like a portal to hell, basically. And what they explain is it's like it could go either way. It could go to like somewhere positive or somewhere negative.
Well, that's where I was a little confused because I've never seen it go anywhere positive.
Right. That would make a good movie.
Well, I was wondering, has anybody are they just opening it incorrectly? Is it their only one path to pain is pleasure, or
I don't know. Maybe it depends on the person,
Oh, that might be it too.
Awesome. This is exactly what I was looking for, and meanwhile, it's hell to someone else.
Ooh,
that's something to think about. Actually, the way that that I think it was Clive Barker, or actually Doug Bradley, described hell as a prison, and the Cenobites were the prison guards. Pinhead is the prison warden. The puzzle box is a key to the prison cell, and the demons are the escaped inmates. So like, because as you watch there's more Cenobites that come up
Yeah.
as you watch the more movies and stuff like that.
I don't need to see more Cenobites.
Are you
Some of
sure?
them are interesting. Like
Do they
there's one
eat
that shoots
Cinnabons?
CDs out of himself.
He pulls what?
CDs. He shoots CDs.
Like seed compact discs?
Yep. You know, back in the day, we used to listen to music on them. They're interesting.
And Betamax tapes.
Oh
Just try to
yeah.
other
Sits there, starts.
No, it's there's a bunch out there. Like there's like lists out there of like the top 10 Cenobites and stuff like
Oh
that.
really? There's
Yeah.
top 10.
Yeah.
That's impressive.
You're like, oh, and this the fat one or whatever, he's like number 7 on the list. It's like, well, he's one of the OGs. You'd think he'd be up there a little higher.
Well,
You know?
Yeah, I would put the wait, is it 3 Pinhead?
The chattering
Chattering Teeth, that's so psycho every time he came on.
yeah.
And
And
then
the-
Pinhead, and then what do you call the
female.
female one? Does she have a name?
She does. They all have names. I just don't remember them.
The Chattering Teeth one was not okay. Just not.
No,
okay.
no. None of them are okay.
But that one was really not okay.
Yeah.
I found it crazy when they like the chains come out and just rip apart Frank's skin bit by bit, and like, and never mind, the way he comes back is even crazier. That little bit of blood from the first person like brings him almost completely back, just no skin on him or bone.
He was basically like tendon and like bone and stuff. And then like the second time he started getting more flesh, stuff like that. It was pretty gross and pretty graphic and
very graphic.
They got a rated R. So
that's insane.
And you got people kissing him and stuff, and I'm just like,
yeah. And they said that they used an extreme amount of lube in the movie. Because lube doesn't dry up. So like if you need things to look wet for an extended period of time, put lube on it.
That's what I do.
Goes a long way.
But when his arms came up through the wooden floor as he first came out, that was so terrifying.
Oh yeah. And then like I was like, because it's been a while since I've seen it, and I was just like, oh, and that's his brain stem thing, and then it's gonna plug into the brain thing. It was just all so cool looking.
It was really cool looking.
Yeah, it was done really well, considering that it's $1 million budget, and this was his first feature-length film, and he had no idea what he was doing. Like when he got the okay to make the movie, he went to the library to take out. They only had 2 books on filmmaking, and they were both already taken out.
Oh, no.
And he's like, I had no idea the difference between like a 10 millimeter lens and a 35 millimeter lens. He's like, you're going to show me a plate of pasta, and told me it was a lens, and I would have been like, okay, like
I'll use that.
He said that like, you know, there was the footage of like Frank when he was upside down and it had like the spinning and stuff like that. That was like test footage. That was the first stuff that was ever shot for the movie. It was test footage that was shot. And then they were really spinning them. And as soon as they were done, he threw up all over the place.
Did Clive Barker have a cinematographer that taught him everything, or did he shoot the movie himself?
I think he probably had a cinematographer, but I think you know when you're a director, you have a vision in your mind of what you want things to look like. So like you have to notate, like use this kind of lens or whatever. And he just had no idea what he was doing.
So he could communicate what he wanted it to look like, what he wanted each.
That's what I'm assuming, yeah.
And then had a good DP who could take that and figure out which lens and all of that.
I'm assuming.
Look at Nancy Ann with the.
Well, she's out of all the ones here, she's the only one in movies.
They brought in the DP, and I'm seeing here. Okay, they're not talking about the same DP I'm thinking of, are they?
Wait, what is that? A dirty thing?
Think porn.
Double
penetration is what he's talking about.
Oh my gosh, I never knew that term. I mean, I never knew. Wait, what is double penetration? 2 dicks?
Yes, both holes filled.
Oh, both holes.
Or it could be 2 in 1.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can put 2 in 1.
Remember
They do that with like
Hey,
conditioner and
oh
shampoo
yeah,
all the time.
exactly. But it's usually not as good. Like Matt and Keith from South Park, they had that band DVDA.
DVD.
Double vaginal, double anal was the name of the band. And they called it.
DVDA was in South Park.
No, that was the Matt and Trey from South Park had a band called DVDA, and that's what it stood for.
Wait, and double. Okay, just burped. Double vagina, double anal.
Yeah.
Just for everyone to remember, I live with my parents. So
Yep. Turn the speakers up and I'll just yell as loud as I can. I just kidding.
The audience, just so they remember. So tell me. I always read my notes after my reactions after Jar Jar and Skinless Frank are done, so that you know that I've been a good pupil. I want to be teacher's pet.
Yeah. So
I like that you take notes. It really does show that you care about this.
So it all we pretty much have only literally we just got past the credits.
Yeah.
So
we're in the door.
Yep. So it's a couple. They're going to this old house. This guy's mom had passed, and they're taking over the house. It's this crazy old house that, she's got like religious memorabilia like all over the place and what have you. And he's like, oh yeah, we'll clear this place out, blah, 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 new electricity, whatever. And we'll move in. Everything will be fine. And she's like, are you sure this place is creepy and blah, 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 whatever. And his daughter is kind of away from things. I don't know. Yeah. It seems like the daughter and the mother-in-law maybe don't get along too well. That's what it seems like.
A little bit.
And he reaches out saying like, oh yeah, I found a place to stay and I got a job and whatever. She's like, no, why'd you do that? You can stay here. You don't have to get a job. Why do that? I would have been all over that. Let me tell you.
Right. I'm coming home.
Yeah. What? I'll live in the basement. I don't care. I'll put me up in the attic with Skinless Frank.
Yeah.
So yeah, that whole thing, it's.
Well, it was very. Everything in those scenes was so 80s done.
Oh yeah.
Like the woman has the big hair and everything.
I want to point out how different the color of her skin was compared to the color of her neck as well. I'm like, that's a lot of foundation, lady.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Bobby Brown base. That's what they. I think but that was before Bobby Brown. But I think there was a base called. Now I could be wrong. Bobby Brown. No. Well, Ben Nye was an early foundation, but I want to say there was a base called Bobby Brown, not connected to the rapper. I could be totally wrong. Not connected to Bobby Brown, the Bobby Brown.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways. But yeah, no, her foundation was so bad because
it was a lot.
It didn't match the neck, and that's what when I first started acting, I never. That was what I looked like. I never blinked. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but it really did look like somebody just was like, all right, we're going to make up your face. And they forgot the rest of the whole. Yeah.
She's like, all right, my only stipulation in my contract was I have to be behind one of those things that you see at the zoo where I put my head through a thing where I look like I'm a lion. And we make it through that. But it just reminds me of the times. Like when I was younger and I saw that, I probably never would have noticed it.
Oh yeah, definitely not.
Yeah.
But it brings nostalgia back. It's just like, oh, look, this is definitely the 80s. Like if I had been watching it with my kid, I've been like, she would have said something. I've been like, yeah.
What's wrong with her face?
What are you talking about?
Is she a zombie already? No. That actually, I was wondering because at one point, like towards the end of the movie, something happens to her, and she does look off, and like it looks like she's peeling and stuff, and I'm like, is it her makeup peeling off her face? Like it's weird. I don't know if there was an error somewhere, but I don't know.
I didn't notice.
Yeah, it was. She looked off. but
A little sweaty.
yeah, sweaty.
And the hair, the hairstyle. And then when she went to the bar, like they teased it, or not teased
Oh yeah,
but hairsprayed it up, and I was just dying.
Aquanet.
Yeah, Aquanet. And then I remember my sisters would call me Wings because, like in junior high, I love feathering
back
and
the
then,
hair.
Yeah. But hers was like that mullet hairstyle, Claire Higgins. I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, and then when they had little flashbacks, it was even more of a mullet.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
It was even more mullety when she was having her affair with Frank.
And he had a mullet going on.
That harlot.
He looked like a male stripper.
That his facial hair was too stubbly groomed. It was like, that is not like a few days growth. That was like, you purposely trimmed this to look this way, George Michael. I get where you're coming from. That's what it was like. But yeah, I could forgive him for that horribly overdubbed voice. But yeah, so family whole thing, whatever, everything's happening.
The dynamics are going on. We see that he works a lot, I assume, because what's her name is needing love from a skinless Frank. I'm sorry, but like, you got to have some kind of real big problems going on in your relationship where you're, even though, you know, they had some kind of backstory. If, say, Tony came back to you, Nancy, after, say, a year or so, and, you know, he's all ripped up and shredded and like, give me some loving. Give me some loving.
Hey, no, I ain't got no skin no more. I'm covered in goop.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say, right when you said this sounds so cheesy, but I can say when you love someone so much, I could, right when you said that, Jar Jar, I was really thinking, yeah, I think I could accept skinless Tony.
Skinless Tony.
What about when he's just
give
like,
me some sugar.
I'm in pain. I'm getting my nerves back. When he was just like, but like, not to mention too, he's like, I'm covered in goop. Let me put my fingers in your mouth. Like,
yeah. Oh my God, that's right.
I mean, I don't think I could kill men for Tony to get his. I don't know that I could go hammer.
She was sadistic, huh?
No, she liked it.
She was getting into it.
Yeah, there was no. She had no like qualms. It seemed a little bit like, bam. I was like, whoa.
Oh no, I can't believe I'm doing this over and over again. As hardly as I can. Yep. But yeah, I don't know.
Crooksy, what'd you say? His heart. Wait.
No, I was saying I can't believe I'm doing this over and over again as hard as I can. Like,
just like,
yeah. But it's so yeah, there's so they're trying to be a family unit. They're having like a dinner party and everything. But before all this even happens, when they're going through doing the tour, they find that Frank had been staying there.
Yep.
And when Larry, who was the father, goes down, he leaves and goes downstairs. She finds like a little box with like all these like pictures that Frank has of himself hooking up with ladies. And then she takes a picture of him with another lady, and she just rips the lady out and just keeps it with her. And I'm like, okay, something's up with this. Your little something's going on with this lady. Julia was her name.
Julia.
Yeah. But yeah. And then they had the little dinner party where that one dude is trying to flirt with the daughter.
Yep.
That was uncomfortably weird.
Very, very uncomfortable.
Right in front of the dad and everything.
The 80s were something else, huh?
And the 80s, the boyfriend's 80s kind of rainbow stripe shirt, some of the shirts in that dinner party scene, all of the ones at the dinner party, I thought were hilarious.
Yeah. Shirts.
And then I did like when Claire Higgins is going up the stairs, when she excuses herself from the dinner table, and you can hear the dinner party still going on as she's going up the stairs. You hear it less and less, the chitter chatter and laughing. But I liked that little effect of still being able to hear the dinner party going on.
Yeah, it was for a first feature I thought it was done very well. I wouldn't have been able to tell that until I read it.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought this was probably like he was a regular old filmmaker at this point.
Right. Well, we
because-
all know his name, but I
Yeah.
started knowing his name because of this. So, and like, there's been other movies that are based off of his stories that I've enjoyed over the years. Midnight Meat Train being one of them.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a good one. It's
Midnight
got Bradley
Meat
Cooper
Train?
in it. Yeah, it's got Bradley Cooper in it.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, if you watch Silver Linings Playbook, there's a scene in the movie where they're like walking down a street, and they walk by a movie theater, and on the marquee it says Midnight Meat Train on the marquee.
No way.
No,
I
it's-
remember the marquee scene, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
the,
Midnight Meat Train.
Hilarious.
It's a pretty brutal movie. It's him and I forget the other actor's name. He was like a British like footballer or soccer guy back in the day. But he was on and I think he was in like some Guy Ritchie movies and stuff. And he played like this guy who would just go on like the subway and just murder people on the subway at the end of the night.
I just want to apologize. That's my mom's laptop making that little dink. Is that me? I think
What dink?
making the
Oh,
little
is
dink
it
sound.
not plugged in?
No, it's but you all can't hear it. As long as you all can't hear it, or did you hear it?
I heard a boop.
So I'm sorry. I don't know what that's the first time the boot. I've been using the laptop for these since December 3rd. My first one I used was for the Dorkening with Ben and Jeff and Leo, the Still Toking With interview. I've been using it since, December 30th, 2021,
This
and
is
I've
the
never
first
had the
boot.
boot.
Man,
the first poop ever.
So I apologize because I don't know how to get rid of the boot.
Maybe the laptop is excited because it's almost Halloween.
Oh, there you go.
Maybe. And Skinless Frank is going to tear into my vagina.
I just want to point out, now you said that,
I love that.
Halloween. The day after Halloween is my anniversary. So that.
Oh. Well, today is my anniversary.
Oh,
Are you
how do like that?
serious?
Yeah, 5 years today we've been together.
nice.
Congratulations to
Thank you.
both to you, Jar Jar, and
Yeah.
you, Crooksy.
I got me a new coffee system for it.
Oh, nice. I got me a nothing. But
that's
mine's not
sweet.
till Tuesday. But it'll be 18 years together, and 9 years married.
Good for you guys.
Wow. Are you going to do some Skinless Frank and Julia
That'd be nice.
action?
I think we're going to be going up to North Conway for a little bit in a couple weeks as
Ah,
part of our like thing. So it'll be
Nice.
fun. We love North Conway, so that's fun. Anyways, back to Hellraiser. So where are we?
we are at the dinner party. She's
Yeah.
going up the stairs,
Yeah.
and we're. Do we meet Frank, Skinless Frank, for the first time here? Well, the rest of the cast meets, or
Well,
not the rest of the cast.
Well, yeah,
What's her
because
name?
before it even gets to that point, they're upstairs. She's upstairs looking at the room, and
Yeah.
when they're moving in is when when Larry cuts his hand,
Oh
he
yeah,
goes-
yeah.
goes up
That's
to the attic and he drips blood, and that's when that all starts. And then, what brings Julia up to the attic at that time?
I'm blanking right now.
I'm blanking too.
Is she
But if-
hearing sounds? No. And I
Maybe?
just watched the movie before coming on.
I watched
Yeah.
it yesterday.
Yesterday.
Yesterday,
I'm 2 weeks old at this point.
Aw, you're a baby.
Let me
Um,
see if I have it in my notes. Okay.
But either way, and also too, I don't know if they show this yet, but when they show Christy, the daughter, working at the pet store, and there's that weird homeless guy.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
She
know
ran-
about the weird homeless guy.
She
The weird
ran
homeless-
into. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, the weird homeless guy is actually supposed to be a keeper of the box. Like, I read this in notes afterwards because I had to read a story for Splash Pages. But the homeless guy is like a guardian of the box in some way.
Of my box.
Yes, make sure it's dripping. I mean, Make sure the
I
right
was
people
going to
have it.
ask you what he symbolized. So, Jar Jar, thank you for.
Yeah, at least that's what I read.
So was the first time that they saw him, was that when she was going home and
Yeah.
the guy from the party was with her?
Yeah.
That time? And
When
then
he's
she saw him
looking
again
out
at the
her-
pet store.
Like through it, when they're walking on the sidewalk, he's like looking at her from. Isn't he like looking out a door of a building? Just that.
Yeah, but the only
goes out
thing is
onto the
though is that
sidewalk.
she didn't have the box at that point.
No,
No.
she did not. And then
She
what
didn't have it the
was he
second time
eating?
either, 'cause
Was
she
he
was in
eating
the-
crickets? Oh,
That was in
sorry.
the pet. Yeah, that was in the pet store.
Was
Like,
he eating
Yeah, he went
crickets?
down and reached out.
Were those crickets?
yeah,
Yes.
It was disgusting.
It's a
Yeah.
delicacy.
in some countries it is a delicacy. It's not
Yes.
this one.
No, not in this
On
one.
maybe in however many years when we're like on Snowpiercer on the train, and they're just gonna make bricks out of bugs.
Yeah.
And just eat.
Ugh,
We won't know. You know,
Have you seen
Um,
Snowpiercer, Nancy Ann?
no.
Oh,
Heard of it.
It's
good.
It's interesting. Yeah.
it's like totally off subject of Hellraiser, but it's basically it's like a very long train that is moving forever, and if it stops, you're done.
Yeah.
But it basically the very last train is like the poorest people, and as you work your way up, people get higher status. Yeah. So like they literally feed the people towards the end of the train like these bars that are protein bars, but they're just made out of bugs.
Is
Yeah,
Saoirse
they look
Ronan
like-
in that movie? No.
There's a bunch of people in it.
Brick protein bar of bugs. Thank
Yeah.
you, Crooksy.
Oh, it
That's
looks really
disgusting.
gross too. It's
It is
like
really
this
it's made to be,
gelatinous
it's made to
stuff.
look gross, but it's I mean I wouldn't want to try it obviously, but unless I was paid a lot of money like Fear Factor or something, and even still I would
Fear
probably
is a factor.
throw up. But yeah, either way, check it out. Check that movie out too. It's not a horror movie, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
Hara.
Horror, but
So we've got our homeless guardian,
mhm.
and fuck, I'm a little lost right now. Hold on.
I am too. We're new at this. Sorry, guys. I only
Yeah,
been doing
you
this for
know.
way too long. But in a roundabout way. So we don't have to be specific, like exactly the step by step for the movie, right?
No.
It doesn't have to be. So there's the Frank needs more blood to be completed, and the only way that this is going to happen, like I think it sounded to me like at first it was like, all right, well, give me my brother. And she's like, no, there's going to be another way. I can't do this kind of deal. So she basically goes out and seduces these guys, makes them think, hey, come back to my place and we can do the old,
Get it on.
Yeah. The hanky
and then
panky.
the old, my body's covered in lube.
What
and,
I found funny too is she was always finding like traveling salesmen and stuff.
Yeah. Yep.
Big trope of the 80s. I'm like, hey, what do you
Yeah.
need?
There was that one guy who was very cautious. It just didn't pay off. There was like one guy
No.
was like, I don't know about this. And he's just like, no, come on. I got his hand around. I wanted you to kiss real quick.
Look at this.
This room doesn't look very sanitary.
Why are we in
Oh,
your attic?
But so yeah, she does that with was there like 3 victims? I think?
Yeah.
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 And with each kill, Frank becomes a little
gets
more conceit.
Frank.
Just beautiful.
Yeah, it's pretty graphic and pretty gross. And then it's weird that it seems even grosser when he has clothes on.
You gotta. What makes the daughter there think to try to solve the puzzle? Like that part confused me. Like she got the box and then she decides to play with it and open it, and that's when she has to make the deal.
When she plays with it, she opens it and they're gonna take her.
Yeah.
It's like, well, wait a minute.
The hospital room, her room splits open and that weird lizardy man. She
Yeah.
walks down that long hallway and then the lizardy man But isn't she just in? Well, my question, when she's in that room, isn't she just interested in what the box is or does?
She doesn't
Or
know what it is. She doesn't know what
Right.
it. Yeah, she doesn't know anything about it. But then, like, they show up and they're like, "All right, we're gonna take you."
Yeah,
And
you're done.
she's like, "Well, wait a minute. I think I got something better because this
Frank
is real."
escaped,
Yeah,
and like they have this huge ego about having people escape and such.
right.
So
So yeah, so that she makes the deal with them about that, and but yeah, so I think she stumbled on it. That's how it seems to me, anyways. And but yeah, so as this is happening, as she's killing people for to complete Frank's transformation back to a piece of garbage, uh, it's this is all happening beyond Frank's knowledge. He doesn't know that she's making a deal with the Cenobites,
yeah,
and so on. And I think it's interesting though because it's like it's all kind of happening in the same space.
it really is.
Yeah. The other thing that I thought was weird too is like, all right, so if they killed Larry, so I mean, I'm just maybe thinking too much about it, but if they killed Larry, wouldn't the final step be that he would grow his own skin back? But why do they have to wear Larry's skin?
Yeah, I
I didn't understand that.
I didn't either, but it made for a cool thing.
Yeah, it was great.
The daughter had no idea. Daughter had no idea, and
It was really cool.
yeah, because the daughter knew that it was Frank up in the attic, because when she saw him, she got all creeped out. And he's like, "Oh, your Uncle Frank."
Uncle Frank's here. Don't be scared.
Why did he seem kind of sexual with her?
Because that was
Did
his
he
thing.
molest her?
He was a very forward guy. I think, wasn't there like a bit of a flashback? Or
Yeah,
something where like it almost seemed like he was being inappropriate towards her.
I believe so. Yeah.
I don't know if there was ever any. I mean, they didn't say if there was ever anything that came of it, or if it was just something that she was creeped out by him. But yeah. And then when he was wearing Larry's skin, he kind of made that comment again, and she was like, "What? I know what's up." And all skin went loose. That would have been cool if skin fell off. That would have been great.
It looked so good on Larry.
It turned real fast and it just stayed there. But anyway,
that's some good special effects for the next one.
yeah, totally. And then at that point, because I know that they at that point, is that when they come and get Frank? They don't get him yet.
No, because we're not at the end yet. I know it's a shorter movie, but no,
it's not that short. I mean, to be honest with you, when I first bought this movie, it was a double VHS when I first bought it.
Was it?
Really?
Yeah, double VHS, and it felt very long the first time I watched it. Maybe it was a director's cut. I don't know, but yeah, it was a double VHS, and I just remember being like, "This is taking forever." Because it really, I mean, there was a lot of story before I got to like the crazy stuff, and I was expecting crazy from Jump Street,
Well, with the name like Hellraiser.
Right, exactly. And then after I was like, okay, well that other stuff was important, so I'm glad that I sat through it, then you just fast forward to the craziness. But yeah.
I have a question.
Yes.
Why do horror fans love the kills and the craziness? Not to be judgmental, but it's barbaric.
Because it's so taboo, almost like it's almost like I can't do this literally, but the thought of it and
so
maybe I'm too crazy.
No. So
I get it.
The one thing the way that I looked at it is that some of the biggest horror movies are the ones that are over the top. Like, there's no way that Freddy Krueger is real. There's no way that Pinhead is real. Like, there's no that's the thing, is that's those kind of kills. They're ridiculous. So it's almost like a cartoon, where it's just like, oh my God, it's over the top. This is insane. Some of the movies that I find the scarier movies are the ones that could be reality,
Yeah.
and those are the ones that really kind of get me. But I mean, they sometimes it affects you, and it maybe in a good way, maybe in a bad way. But I don't know. I mean, it's just like any kind of acting would affect anyone, I guess. I mean, there's certain kills that I would prefer, like that I can say, like, this is my favorite kill out of this franchise. This is my favorite kill out of this movie, whatever. And most of the time it's because it's so ridiculous. Like there's a kill in Hatchet where like Victor Crowley grabs a person from like the top of their mouth and the bottom of their jaw and just rips their head like clear in half. And it's so ridiculous that it's awesome. There's a kill on one of the Friday the 13th where there's a person sleeping in a sleeping bag. He just
my favorite.
Bag and just whips them across, like just whips them against the tree to kill them.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite kills.
It's crazy, and it's because it's cartoonish almost.
And what scared when I first started doing the conventions and having, I'm trying to get the term screamers to take rather than fans.
I like that.
The screamers.
There's a bunch of screamers.
Even the term kills, like there were 10 kills in the movie, like even that creeps me out. That's the term that people just use. Like you both just used it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Sentence, and I don't remember that term being thrown around in the 80s when it
probably was created in the 80s with all the slasher films.
And then fans just using that term kills.
Yeah, because I want to say I think in the movie Student Bodies there's actually like a kill counter in the corner of the movie, during the movie. I think
a kill counter.
So you don't have to count yourself.
The movie's a joke. The movie's like it's a complete like parody movie.
Is it scary that there's a huge fan base for these films that like the barbarism of the barbaric nature of these films?
I don't think so, honestly, because I think, I'm a person who loves a good gory movie, like a lot of people do.
And I'm not judging it. I'm just
right. But at the same time, too, I don't want to see any of this stuff for real. I've been in situations where I've seen like real stuff, like whether or not be a medical reason or whatever, and I can't handle it. Like I worked at a hospital where I was, in a room where there was like organs in trays, like in formaldehyde, and I was like, get me out of here. Get me out of here right now. Like I can't be in here. Like I meanwhile I can sit there and watch like the goriest movie. I'm like, oh, this is nothing. Like, because it's not real. Like we know it's not real.
I used to love a good gore fest until I watched one of the Saws where they took a friggin' person, threw him in a pile
of needles.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
fucked me up.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a girl who was like a heroin addict in the movie, and like they take her and they just like throw her into like a big vat of just like hypodermic syringes. Just like syringes. Yeah. But those movies are just messed up. Those are just.
But then I can't watch like a medical video, like somebody getting their gallbladder removed.
Same here.
I'm like,
I made the mistake of clicking on a medical video once, and if someone was doing a knee surgery, I almost lost my stuff that day. Like I was just like,
the inside of our bodies are not what I want to see.
I'm messed up that I just brought it up because I just got the visual back in my head.
Oh, nice.
The knee surgery. Yep. Cool.
I do understand.
But see, the woman can take all of that. She's a nurse. She used to work where like they amputate people's legs from like diabetic whatever, and she'd have to carry the leg down to whatever biohazard type of place where they. I'm like, are you serious? Do you know how much a leg weighs?
Just throw it over your shoulder and be like on the way down,
tickling the toes.
I do understand the jump scare and the roller coaster ride of it all.
Mm-hmm.
But like Hellraiser didn't give me these gory ones haven't been giving me. And
It's more of a
I'm
gross
not
out.
trying to bring up Scream, but that's
Mhm.
just as a frame of reference for me. Like, that's such a fun roller coaster ride with the jump scares, whereas Hellraiser and Evil Dead 2,
Yeah.
So
just
yeah,
are
there really isn't any. Yeah, there really isn't any jump scares.
no.
And to be honest with you, I don't like jump scares.
Oh,
Like
you
I'm
do?
not.
Oh, interesting. I
I'm not a
love
fan
it.
of. I like. I'm not trying to put anyone down. Nothing. But I think jump scares are a cheap way out.
Mm,
Oh, no,
I
this
see
is
that.
interesting.
Yeah, I think it's a cheap way out. Like, scare me with a story or scare me with a situation, or it doesn't have to be gory. Like there's movies out there that are PG-13 horror movies that have basically no gore in it at all, and I find terrifying.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because it's the story itself or the suspense that it can build.
Yeah.
That's what scares me. But don't get me wrong, I love a good gory movie.
Oh yeah.
Some of the most goriest, the goriest movies I love are like also comedies. They're not scary at all, but they're just over the top ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. Like I mean, I think jump scares are a cheap way out, but I love movies that have jump scares at the same time. The only thing you have to offer is jump scares, then I'm just like, whatever.
Put it back on the shelf.
Well, no. I mean, I'll give anything a shot, and I'll usually find something good to say about a movie, whether or not I, in my mind, if I loved it or hated it, I'll find something good to say about it because there's generally going to be something good about it. At the end of the day, it's a movie that was successfully made and put out. That's more than I can say about myself. I've never been able to do that, so kudos to that.
No, I've watched.
You were able to successfully do that. Yeah.
Yeah, I've watched tons of independent films that are way better than a lot of mainstream stuff.
Let me tell you,
mainly because stories and such.
Yeah, not to plug it because by the time this comes out, it's going to be not available to watch anymore. But I was a co-host on a short film festival online the other day, and
oh yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah, it was. I was just asked like. Out of the blue, Angel asked me if I wanted to help him with it. And I was like, yeah, sure, whatever. So we did it. It was like 4.5 hours. And I hadn't seen any of the shorts before, and they were literally every single one of them was awesome.
Oh, nice.
Obviously, some of them were better than the others, but none of them were stingers. Like all of them, like had my full attention. All of them, like some of them had like there was one that had like Marissa Tomei and I'm forgetting the other actress that was in it. There was 2 like big name actresses in it, and it was just a short film.
I love her.
Yeah, and it was just a really good like sci-fi horror short that was really good, and yeah, all of the shorts were amazing, and they were all original stories too. I mean, you don't really see that too much, when it comes to the big meat, and yeah, I don't know. That's where it's at. Is all these independent filmmakers they're the ones that are coming up with the cool stuff right now, and
it really is an indie movie world right now.
It is.
Like if you want to see good, I can't remember the last time I went to a mainstream movie in theater. There hasn't really been much that I've actually needed to watch recently either. Mm-hmm. Even the horror films that have come out, like the new Exorcist and stuff like that, they don't really interest me too much. Indie all the way.
Are you ready for my notes?
Yes,
please.
But is this and then I'll ask you all off camera about. Well, I wanted to tell, and I know I already. Okay, I have my pen. I know I already told Crooksy and Jar Jar. But I had no idea. So I went to Northwestern University, and Andrew Robinson's daughter, Rachel Robinson, who's acting again, she was a theater major, and I had no idea. I mean, she didn't walk around saying, my dad's Andrew Robinson, and he's a movie actor. I knew when I moved to
It'd
LA.
be so much easier to find out who people are if they did that shit.
If they just
like,
said it.
oh.
And she looks a lot now, having seen him in the movie. I think she's a beautiful girl, but she looks like her dad a lot, I think. But I knew when I lived in LA, 95 to 2000, I think he founded or was the artistic director of a great theater company, like the equivalent of an off-Broadway theater company. And I knew he was a great theater director in LA. But yeah, I had no idea he had been an actor pre the directing. So that was exciting for me to discover. And then I don't think I've seen, okay, so I'll go through this fast. I had always heard of Claire Higgins, but it was exciting. I'd never had seen her in a film. And so I'm just going from the beginning to the end. The scary music. I wanted to say, I wrote in my notes, I'm not happy with you both for making me watch.
My least favorite people.
So far, this probably be one of the more gory.
Oh, yeah.
And I really did write it. Not happy with you both. Okay, then I wrote fingernails, Asian guy, some of this.
Oh, yeah. So Frank's fingernails were disgusting during
yes.
Yeah.
and they were just like filled with dirt. I noticed that as well, and I was just like, oh, that's so gross. That grosses me so much.
So basically,
not even
with my notes, I'm like jotting as I go to try to jog my memory. Then I called it the dang box. I wrote actor is good. The pulling of the skin.
Yeah.
The roaches. Were there roaches? I wrote roaches.
Most likely.
I wrote no thank you to the chains. I wrote ear. I don't remember. The girl kind of reminded me of Phoebe Cates, just looks wise. I thought she was a really good actor in the film.
I did too.
Yeah.
Really good. And good at the jump scares and just, I thought she did a great job. I wrote delicate hand. I don't know what that means. And then I think I was referring to you guys again, where I said, y'all are killing me. The cigarette on the floor, not the tray.
Oh, totally. So yeah. They're walking around this house. She's smoking a cigarette. She puts it out on the floor of this house.
Yeah,
I
weird.
was like, what a psychopath.
Okay. So then the kiss on the lips. Okay. So I'll go fast.
Oh, the kiss on the lips, just that was something out of nightmares for me.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but like skinless Frank, skinless anybody, like
No.
Can we not kiss?
I loved the love scene when he's thrusting into her when she's dreaming or reminiscing.
Yeah. They actually had to cut out some, like, specifically some thrusts.
I liked the timing of the thrusts of his thrust in her with the pushing up of the mattress up the staircase. The timing, I was very impressed with that. Okay, I can wrap. Okay, the blood dissolving. I liked Claire Higgins. I love that the rats were scared. I thought that was fun. Yeah. The moist goo, ew.
Mm-hmm.
The creature arms effect, the sound, the skeleton roar when he kind of does the roar when he's fully put together, and that is the skeleton. The rainbow Oxford of the boyfriend. She did something with I wrote cigarette mouth, not kind of after the dinner party. Okay, doctors. I was talking about the dinner party.
Oh, wait a minute. I think I remember what you were talking about, what you're thinking about. So he was flirting with the daughter he had a cigarette in his mouth and he kept like flipping it into his mouth.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. That was disgusting.
It was. Yep.
So lie down in front of her dad. And then I love some of the line readings I thought were hilarious. No, Bill. I don't remember who said that. Does it still hurt? So loud. The laughing dinner. Okay. So some of the lines I thought were funny, I wrote down, but then I can't. Okay. Creepy ass house. I loved Claire Hagen's little kitten heels. Her silk.
That was a
white-
perfect house for the
So creepy.
setting of the whole movie.
Oh,
like,
totally. That was in the
Her-
UK. It was. I think it was
It
all.
was in
Was
the
it?
UK. Yeah.
oh,
Her white silk blouse, and her look at Kirsty on the stairs, because she was always so evil looking when she would look at Kirsty. The closing door. Well, you must be speaking to all the wrong people, and I don't know what the. Well, you must be speaking to all the wrong peeps in the tube state. Well, I don't know what I meant by that. But I loved the kiss in the tube station, the subway station with the
Mhm.
white tile. I liked that look. The crying baby was creepy.
yeah.
Then I wrote, did Jar Jar's daughter liked it? Like it? We already answered. He already answered. Didn't let her
Yeah.
watch it.
We would have special services called on Jar Jar if he was letting his daughter watch this.
Okay, then someone says, let's get on with it. Oh, her star earrings I thought were hilarious. Claire Higgins
Gigantic,
earrings.
yeah.
The first guy she brings home, the black knee socks and the tidy whities as he undresses.
Yeah.
Her reaction.
That's what a traveling salesman looks like.
I know. And when he walks towards her reaction to using the hammer, his blood on her in the mirror. Oh, I liked her little sexy black bra top turned me on. Come to daddy. I liked when this was just a little moment, but when Larry's Andrew Robinson's name, right?
I believe
Yes.
so.
Okay. When he comes home and before he puts his blazer on the stair post, he wipes
Yeah, he
just
always
a
wipes
little
it off.
wipe of the dust. I thought that was cool. Oh, had he done it more than once?
Yes, you
In the
did.
film? Oh, I didn't notice that. I only caught it once. Come out, wherever you are. Robert De Niro, I think, says that in Cape Fear.
Yeah.
When Nick
Come
Nolte's
out wherever
fighting.
you are.
I know. Do you want to?
I got that same memory when he said that too. I was just like, hey.
Hey, you want a cookie? I don't remember who said that. The girl is. Oh, I just thought the daughter was so brave.
For real, people in horror films are the bravest
Way
people in the
braver than
world.
I would ever be.
Yeah.
Yes.
I
She
hear a
looked-
noise in my house. And it's my own house. I'm like, yeah,
Like, cool. I guess I'll live somewhere else now. That's cool.
yeah. Or burn it down.
I wrote at one point his boxing shadow. Oh, when he's something, there was a shadow effect when he's, I guess it's skinless. Oh no. Either Larry, someone is doing pantomime boxing. Oh, I can't remember. I wrote shadow boxing. Scary music, the creepy sex room. Oh, I thought she was so good walking down the sidewalk as she's getting more strung out with holding the box. Oh, the Yankees ball caps. Oh, when the three bystanders lean down to see if she's okay, and one of the African American dude has a Yankees baseball cap on. I thought that was funny. Anytime Pinhead and his friends would turn up, I wrote down the gang's all here.
Yeah.
Um,
They were going to have an animated series called Pinhead and His Friends.
Pinhead and his pals.
Yeah.
What I care about is a new skin. The sunglasses blob I thought was funny. The quiet where you just hear her breathing. Like, I guess I'm referring to the daughter. Like, there's a really quiet scene and you just hear her breathing when she says, "Oh shit." Oh, did the address, the address of the house was 55. Does that have any significance?
I don't believe so.
I
I didn't even notice it.
Yeah, I didn't either. Look at you.
Good
When
eye,
it-
Nance.
Thanks. The kitchen ceiling when it falls down, I thought
Mhm.
looked so fake. Some of it looked so
I
fake.
had an actual incident like that in my own house. years ago, probably close to 20 years ago. One of the upstairs pipes broke, and my kitchen ceiling came falling in. Oh, it
No.
was the worst. That was a real horror film.
That was real horror. Okay. We've still got Fatso, because Fatso was her last. Wasn't Fatso her last? No, her last zapping away, or was Pinhead
I
her
think
last zapping away?
No, I think it was
I think you're right.
Yeah, I think it was Butterball.
Oh no, then Butterball, and then she had to do the Lizard Man with the big fangs. And that, remember Lizard Man?
Oh yeah. The guy that was like in the hallway
In the hallway.
Hospital. Yeah.
I think we should let Nar name them all.
Yeah.
Lizard Man.
Fatso, Vagina Neck. The Tooth McGillicuddy.
McGillicuddy. Oh, someone says, "What's your pleasure, sir?" I don't know what that. And then had to tug away from her boyfriend. Oh, when she's got the box, and I just thought this was a funny moment. When she's sitting next to the boyfriend with her box, and he kind of tries to look at it, and she goes, it's just a funny, quick moment. It reminded me of like a 2-year-old.
Yeah. No,
okay, that's it.
Yeah.
Mine,
so that scene where she was doing away with the Cenobites in everybody.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was what I was referring to earlier with the whole hand painting thing with the beams or whatever, which I still think looks really cool. I mean, it's very dated, but it's very cool at the same time. And then at the end, you see the homeless guy who just turns into a skeleton of a demon of some sort and flies away.
Yeah.
And does he fly? He flies away with the box. So
Yep.
Doesn't that mean then there's going to be? It's meant to leave you on a cliffhanger, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Did
yeah,
Andrew,
I think almost every movie from the 80s was like that. They'd leave
So, like,
you with
all right,
a little,
we got to leave this open for sequels.
gotta
and
have
merchandise.
sequels.
Yep.
did Andrew Robinson? Did they all come back for the sequel? Well, Claire, I know Higgins is dead, but did Andrew Robinson and the daughter come back for the sequel?
I think
the daughter did.
Yeah, I think the daughter did. I know the actor that played Larry. I'm not sure. Actually, you know what? So Claire, Claire was in the second one as
So
well.
she comes back to life.
It may just be a flashback or something.
Oh,
Yeah. Just a little side note too. I don't know if you're a fan of this Jar Jar or Nancy. I can't imagine that you are. But she was in Ready Player One back in.
Oh, I liked Ready Player One.
I did too.
Steven Spielberg do that one? No.
I believe so.
Yeah, I think he had a hand in the movie.
Yeah, I like the book a lot too.
The book was excellent. I wish they could have kept the movie more towards. We lost Crooksy for a second. He'll be back, I hope. But
I'm going to fix my bang.
Ready Player One had the book was.
I don't know what happened. Now I'm dancing.
Was it?
I'm doing a aerobic.
Okay, I fixed my bang.
That's cool. My camera's being ridiculous.
Are you dancing? Wait, what's happening with Crooksy?
No, my camera's being crazy.
Okay, Skinless Frank. Wait, and now Jar Jar's frozen.
My goodness.
Look at Jar Jar. Jar Jar, you were frozen.
I know my Crooksy's.
We've done this to Crooksy. Jar Jar and I
we broke him.
On him.
All right, I'm gonna try. I'm talking, but I'm just trying something else.
The dancing.
Oh, no worries.
Jar Jar. Yeah, thank you. There's Crooksy. Oh no, you're still bumping it, right?
It's the 80s.
It's very disco-esque, or like MTV music videos.
Like I'm in like that aha video. Anyways,
hopefully none of us have epilepsy or anything.
Was the daughter? What else was the daughter in? I know I could IMDb her, but she was so good.
Yeah,
has she been used in a lot of movies?
I will look it up. doop. Sorry, one
And I
second.
know I could look that up, but
See,
no,
that's what
okay.
happens when I look up other stuff. My camera usually goes all wacky, but I'm glad it's not me tonight.
I don't even know what happened. I hit the wrong button and came back and I was dancing. Her name
Jar
is
Jar, what's
Ashley.
on your sweatshirt?
Oh, this was made by one of my kids.
And
Their
it's
artwork of
Halloween-esque.
it's the Day of the Dead skeleton.
That's so. Can you lift
Oh,
it,
okay, Sugar
pull it
Skull.
up even more? That's so cool.
Yeah, I have another
Wow.
one that they did too, where they did a self-portrait of themselves. I don't know if this
Love
one.
that.
Yeah, I like hoodies a lot. You know, it's the
Yeah.
New England kind of what do you call it?
Uniform.
Yeah, you know, a hoodie, especially when it comes as soon as it becomes fall around here, this is really all I wear is a hoodie and a t-shirt. But
Oh, I love it.
oh,
I
it's
think-
nice. I really appreciate the kids doing it for me.
And did they all have a hand in
No, this was
contributing
just
to
the one. This was from Cupid. And
Cupid?
yeah, Cupid's one of my kids who is they them. They identify as they them.
Yep.
So
Cupid's one of your. So name
yeah,
give
one of
me the
mine.
five names. Lindley, Cupid.
Okay, it goes from youngest to oldest. We have Lindley, Cupid, Anae, and then Jeremy, and then Kai.
Oh, and how do you spell a name?
Enae.
Enae.
Yeah, we
I
have two
love
children that have decided that they are non-binary, so
Yep.
they changed their names and everything.
Wait, so did Cupid change?
Yep, Cupid used to be Zoe.
Wow, I love that. I mean, I love that they changed their name.
It was weird and a little bit confusing as a parent to go through,
Yeah.
but like I can't imagine how much more confusing it is for them to go through. Like
Yeah.
so we try our best to be as supportive as but
Yeah.
we're like any other people. We're ignorant to a lot of things. So it's a lot of learning.
Yeah.
A lot of learning.
Anae. So did Anae, what was Anae's name?
Anae's dead name is David.
David, okay.
Yeah. And Anae is going to be one day an amazing drag queen.
Wow.
They already do drag now, and they do their makeup so amazingly well. It's pretty scary.
That is amazing.
Yeah,
no, I have. Oh no, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no.
I have some good friends with non-binary children. Am I using terms correctly? Yeah, some really good friends and
I'm sure I sound completely ignorant sometimes when I'm explaining it to other people. I'm like,
you don't. I mean, I'm learning as I go. Oh, I love that Anae is going to be such a good drag queen. That is.
They're amazing. They want to do a podcast with me. I just find it hard to be on the same level as they are with all their stuff. I'm just like, I don't know any of this.
What are the age? Wait, so Lindley's the oldest, or
no? Lindley's the youngest. Lindley is just turned 10, and then Cupid just turned 11, and then Anae is 16, and Jeremy is turning 21 in January, and Kai just turned 22 in August. So.
And Kai, do you spell
Kai?
Oh, I did it. So Lindley, the reason I kept thinking Lindley was your oldest is because she's your horror connoisseur, and I'm really impressed that she's so.
The young one, she's wicked into horror, and she's also into 90s apparel and stuff. She's a skater girl. She wears all like you remember the chain wallets and stuff we all used to have back in she has one of those. She has a skateboard. She rocks the beanie hats. all that stuff.
I love that the 90s have come back.
Me too.
Considering
I think they were just like last week.
I know.
Yeah.
I used to,
man.
when I was in LA, I would wear the kind of baggiest jeans, but the little crop tops.
Oh, so Kevin doesn't have too much to edit. We should get back to Hellraiser.
Okay. Oh, sorry.
No, I can edit. I mean, I can always
Kevin, I know what's happening to Kevin is he's turning into Skinless Frank. And now he has no skin.
Makeup done. It takes 6 hours.
I wish I was.
He's putting all the lube on his face.
I'm just a giant scab with a beard now. Anyways,
I've got to kill Jar Jar.
Crooksy
can come back.
The actress that played what's her face there, Christy, she was in Hellraiser 1, 2, 3, and then she was in another Hellraiser as well. She was like a single episode of like ER. She was in that movie Red.
She's good.
Yeah. She's been in a bunch of stuff. She was on an episode of Creep Show. She was in the Smile, the short for Smile. So that's the one that ended up being a feature length film.
Oh yeah.
I remember, I didn't see it, but I just loved how ballsy she was in the film. I really, really did.
I agree.
So good.
How do you want to jump back into this?
What was that?
Are we jumped back into it, or are we jumping?
We are back into it.
Right on, brother.
Sorry, I detoured.
That's okay.
Oh, it's okay. I enjoy talking about the kids. It's a interesting life with so many little people.
Yep.
But anyways,
I just noticed our backdrop, you all made the backdrop of the VHS.
Oh, that's
or is it a cassette tape? Kevin, is that a cassette tape or VHS? VHS.
Yeah, VHS.
I love it.
Yep.
It's for his other podcast, the Wicked Horror Show.
Wicked Horror Show, dude.
Which you all should also check out on Tuesday nights at
not this Tuesday, because this Tuesday's Halloween. And
do
a podcast on Halloween. Huh?
I'm doing a podcast on Halloween.
Sucker.
Jar.
I know. I'm gonna do my best to. I was trying to get out of it, but I'm gonna do my best to go trick or treating and do a podcast all in the same night.
We're passing out. Tony introduced me to these lollipops. They're green. They're meant to be like caramel apples.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a green lollipop covered in caramel, and they're I got them at Target.
I've had them.
I have not.
Oof. They're so
I
good.
thought you guys were going to be the first house to be passing out the drugged candy. I've always looked for that house. I've yet to find it.
Wait, the drug candy?
Yeah, the drug candy.
Pass out the edibles.
Yeah, you get the warnings every year that somebody might be hiding razor blades in candy.
Oh, and you thought I would be doing that?
No.
You're just kidding. But
no, I know you're joking.
Like, oh my God, people are going to be passing out drugs. Like, drugs aren't free, right?
Right.
They're just going to be passing out drugs. Hey, let's get all these. Let's spend a couple $100 and get all these kids messed up. Like that's
Do you think those stories were real, like people hiding?
I think it's all like
the razor blade and an apple did happen, but it was a father did it to their own kid.
Oh no shit!
Yeah,
that's a little creepy.
Yeah, but anywho,
who's your person in place of your face, Crooksy?
Who's it's actually Frankenstein with my face.
That is fantastic.
Okay, that's hilarious.
With some of my face, not all of my face, but it's the original old school Frankenstein with part of my face.
Now, Crooksy, did you and Jar Jar create the opening to the show of our show? Because that opening is amazing.
I have to give most of the credit to Kevin, and I did the voiceover part.
Wow, you guys, because I just started watching the Shining episode.
Oh, Kevin's a goddamn genius.
I mean, I got goosebumps.
I had Kevin over, and we put that together. It was kind of nice. I don't normally have many people to my house, so
I'm
You
right
sat
at the
at-
door.
you
I'm
sat
right
in
at
that
your
very
door,
room.
Jar Jar.
well, I'm coming down. Hold on.
1 second, someone's at the door. Oh my god, it's Nar.
Yeah.
Hi.
He has that mask on. But the whatchamacallit, yeah, we were in that very same room.
Yes.
That
Sat there.
room is so cool.
Yep.
It looks better once all the stuff is up. One day. One day
Oh,
I'll put
do
it all back
things
together.
go on those?
Yeah, I clip up
Oh.
comic books and stuff up.
Oh, I
all
thought
of it.
they were decoration. I had no idea.
Yes, I just have very weird plastic clips everywhere.
Yeah,
I like
Jeremy's
to
a
look at
huge
plastic
fan of
clips.
plastic clips. Yeah,
Yep.
he's they call him the command king.
Yeah, I am the clip king.
I tried a black backdrop, one of the video ones, and my head was smoking. It looked like my head was smoking. So do you like my black construction paper?
Yep.
I love it.
together?
Perfect.
But
You should have drawn little like chalk pumpkins, jack-o'-lanterns on them for the Halloween.
for Halloween.
Yeah, we could have had an all Halloween show.
Do you like, now I hope, I do kind of like, well, you can't see it today, but the glass pane door, because it reminds me of the movie Jagged Edge when Jeff Bridges punches through the pane closest to the door and can unlock it. Those doors are so unsafe.
Yes, they are.
It looks creepy behind me, but
Don't worry, we'll tell you if anybody shows up.
But do you all like that backdrop too?
Yeah, it's fine. Everything's good.
Okay.
So when it comes to Hellraiser, though,
Yes.
We apologize.
Yeah, we went off track for a
Sorry,
few
we
minutes there.
went off track.
We apologize. But now that it's over with, I know you'll probably never watch it again. But now, if you meet Doug Bradley, you can be like, "Hey,
I saw your movie.
I was forced to watch your movie at gunpoint." But so is there? So like during the movie, you were like, "Oh God damn those boys, straight to hell!" And now, do you feel the same way?
Well, I'm glad. Yeah, I still feel the same way,
Oh.
and I'm going to visit you both tonight. But
My doors are always unlocked.
and not in a good way. I am very grateful to see it, but I'm starting to get. But that's, I think, the fun about this show is I am starting to get so freaked out because it's just being bombarded with so many. Like Nightmare on Elm Street didn't scare me at all. I guess just because it
I'm
felt
with
like
you on that. It's like a drunk comedy almost.
When I was a kid, though, as a child,
yeah.
As a child, none of these movies scared me now, but as a kid, Nightmare on Elm Street scared me. For sure.
Oh yeah, no, I know I would have been scared. I just was able to ride that ride, better than Hellraiser. But I'm grateful to have seen it. But the only way I would have seen it is because of this show, and you all assign it to me. And like I said, I want to be a good student and be your all's teacher's pet.
Yeah.
But no, I'm grateful to see it because otherwise I would never watch it.
But if you do, like, if you are at a con with Doug Bradley, like he started as a stage actor as well, and I think he still does it. So it's like that's something too. Like you can even talk to him about like what was that like going from being a stage actor to that. Like that is so different. Like so I'm sure that he's got some stories. I'm sure.
Oh yeah, it's a great education. The re-education of Nancy Ann Ritter is a great education since all of these actors are at these conventions. Now being able to watch the movies, then I have a better understanding of who that actor is and which character they played. David Naughton, I accompanied Tony this time last year to Frightmare in the Falls in Niagara Falls, and David Naughton's a good friend of Tony through the convention circuit.
Mm-hmm.
And Tony was saying, "Oh, he's the guy," and his is American
Werewolf
Werewolf in London. But I didn't know. I knew the title, but I hadn't seen the movie. And Tony showed it to me. That hasn't
I
been
like
one of
that
my
movie.
assignments, but he showed it to me after the fact. So then it had more meaning to me. And then I IMDb David Naughton to see. Then he started out as a stage actor. But first, when Tony introduced me, I knew the name, I knew the movie, but I didn't have now I have a deeper understanding of who he is. So these getting to watch the movies you assign, to me then gives me a greater appreciation and understanding for the actors who played all of these different characters.
And the fact that, like, you know, people that like love movies like Hellraiser also love movies like The Shining. They're completely different styles of horror movie.
Yep.
And, you know, just like subgenres, there's so many different subgenres of horror that are out there. And it's, you know, there's some people that don't like, some people hate gothic horror and some people hate like whatever. Like you go back to some of the old like Hammer horror, like a lot of the British stuff with Christopher Lee, where it's very gothic, like castle kind of stuff. And people love that. Some people hate it. A lot of it is very almost like watching a play, you know. But there's a lot of different subgenres out there, and you know, there's a lot of options out there. So it's I'm glad that we're able to show you some of this stuff.
Oh, I'm really, really thrilled, because just to have the opportunity, and as Jar Jar knows now, when I do YouTube interviews, I can I can answer more thoroughly as to what horror movies I've seen, just because I mean, Jar Jar knows that's the crux of this show, is to now just have a greater appreciation. And I joke with you guys. I mean, they are scary films, and I am joking, but I am serious. Like, damn you guys for making me watch these.
Sure.
But I'm thrilled. But simultaneously, I'm thrilled, because it just opens up Pandora's box, but opens me up to a whole genre that I just was always too afraid to even.
Yeah.
No, it's even good for me, because I now am focusing more on them, because when I first watched these movies, I probably was not as astute as I am these days watching these movies. I probably had a lot more going on and wasn't able to take them in as much. And now I feel like I'm like yourself, being educated. It's I missed a lot when I was younger watching them, and I think a greater appreciation is now being had.
Yeah. Well, and just seeing actors where I'd known the names, but like Claire Higgins, I'd known the name, but getting to see actors who I just haven't seen before is exciting. And then I think the 80s movies that just scarred me from continuing to watch horror films, like Poltergeist just killed me.
Same.
Psycho killed me.
I wonder what was so scary about Poltergeist now as an adult, because I remember as a kid that scared the crap out of me. I watched it with one of the kids to try to be like, yeah, this is going to be a scary movie. You're going to be freaked out by this. And they were just like, that wasn't.
So back then, there was always the fear of ghosts, like as a child. There wasn't things like Ghost Hunters on TV. There wasn't like, there's basically a ghost show on some channel, like all day long. And, you know, that's been going on for years now. And that was one thing that got me. And then like the whole, like, I hate thunderstorms. That kind of solidified it for me.
That is how I learned how to tell how far thunderstorms were.
I still use it to this day.
Me too. Same thing.
Wait, say again about the thunderstorm.
Oh, whenever the lightning flashes, you count the seconds to the thunder, and that tells you how far away the storm is. According to Poltergeist, I don't know how true it is.
Like the next time it happens, if the number's further out, it's farther away. If it's closer, then it means the storm's getting closer to you.
Yeah.
And then the whole clown thing under the bed still gets me.
The little lady.
Yeah.
The teeny lady.
Yep.
Oh, God.
This house is clear. Yeah, that one.
Caroline.
Your
kids were
Caroline. Yeah.
Your kids weren't afraid of just when she puts the hands up.
No.
Oh my God.
Static.
Yes.
I mean, even that
I was.
kills me.
I
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
but my kids, I think
But-
all of them have seen it now, and they're just like me.
So Jeremy, when's the last time you went to a station that was static?
Oh, right.
They don't have that anymore. So that wasn't a thing. At a certain time of night, all
And then
stations
all of a
went
sudden
off the air. That's not the case. That hasn't been the case in years.
That's
So
true.
yeah.
Just the sound alone, the sound alone of the static, the look of it on the big TV, Carol Ann's name, the blonde hair with the bangs, just the look of her was terrifying, of that little girl. May she rest in peace. I did, well, but sometime can you assign Poltergeist to me? Because I'm so curious to see it as an adult.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll still terrify me.
So just because we're talking about it, this is actually the background on my desktop. It's like an 8-bit version of it, but it's Carol Ann.
See,
touching
that's
the
even scary looking at that. With her
Mind
spade.
you, if I saw a kid doing that when I got up in the morning, and all of a sudden there's one of the kids' hands against the TV, I'd be like, "Get the fuck out! Get out!"
Lindley just in a trance in her little
No,
nightgown.
we ain't doing this.
Get it.
But yeah, so the next movie I think we already talked about. We're going to be doing
Yes.
The Hills Have Eyes, right?
Oh yes,
Yep. So that'll be the next
that's
one.
probably going to be another. Screw you.
Damn you.
Oh no, I don't think so. It's not. I mean, it's definitely not as graphic. I mean, it's older, so it's more. It's
I
kind
don't
of
think
more
I've ever
ridiculous.
seen the original myself.
It's more ridiculous,
Ooh,
honestly.
yay.
You know, it's
And then,
you got Dee
uh,
Wallace, you got a young Dee Wallace, you got a young
Yeah.
Susan Lanier Bramlin, you got
oh,
you know, it's there's a lot of eye candy in this movie. So
Mm.
I'm excited because the only Dee Wallace movie I've seen is E.T. So I'm excited.
Really?
Yes, I haven't seen Cujo, and I know she has 10 million amazing credits, and I've always loved her. I was always too afraid to see Cujo, The Hills Have Eyes, the other ones she's done, but I'm excited to see another Wes Craven, and Scream, another Wes Craven flick. Scream, I think she calls it a Wes Carpenter flick. But no, I'm excited to see another Wes Craven
nice.
film.
So yeah, why don't we do the whole
Yeah,
rundown?
We'll go ahead, Kevin.
I was gonna say, Nancy, where do you want people following you to find out more info?
Okay,
Oh, and what cons do you have coming
up.
up?
Okay. Oh no, I did bring. Okay, so Nancy Ann Ritter on Facebook, and then Nancy Ann Ritter on Instagram, and because I've noticed, a little note is Scream in the end credits. They accidentally left off the E in Anne, and so some people recently, because of how the end credits look, a few people have been writing my name, Nancy Ann Ritter, but without the E, and that is because the Scream end credits did leave off the E by accident. Okay, so my next.
I think you should sue them so they go back and fix every copy. I want every copy of this fixed.
I want every copy.
Recall all the DVDs.
They send out a post-it note to everyone who owns a copy of it with just an E on it.
Girl in bathroom. Full name. E.
Yeah.
Full name.
Add E. Thanks.
Add the E. No, it just happened recently, and so I thought, yeah. Okay, so Akron Comic-Con in Ohio this weekend, November 4th and 5th. And it'll be me and the cheerleader, Leonora Shelfo. The bathroom girls will be there. And then trying to fit in so that's 2023, and maybe a couple will pop up for the rest of 2023. And then the ones we have for 2024, I'm filming a little independent film in January. There may be one in Dixon, Pennsylvania, the end of January. There may be one in February, but the next for sure one is Cult Classic Convention March 1st through the 3rd in Bastrop, Texas, which is essentially Austin, Texas, and that's the husband and wife who own the gas station
nice.
from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. And then I can tell these again, but 4-State Comic-Con is in April. And then, I turned right to it. Okay. The end of April, there's one maybe through, do you remember Stacy and Spencer?
Yep.
Yeah, their company. There may be one April 20th and 21 that Stacy got me.
Nice.
And then two possible ones in May, potentially Carolina Fear Fest if they can get David Arquette to agree to appear at Carolina Fear Fest, then they'll bring me in. If they can't get him to commit, then they won't have the girl in bathroom. And then August 24th and 25th, Harrisburg Comic and Pop Con. And then I know there'll be other ones. And then I know people aren't. Anyways, and then some of the independent films that I shot in 2023 are all going to come out in 2024.
Oh, do you have names?
Of the films?
I lost my.
Okay,
notes.
so the only ones I have a big part in, and that's going to first premiere spring of 2024 at film festivals, and then be distributed, and then the hope with independent films is that they get a big company that will want to distribute it. If you guys know, if they can't get a company, then they release it. The writer director releases it themselves. The Girl 2, which has which has me and Leonora Shelfo, the cheerleader from Scream, Gigi Edgley, and Lisa Neild, who plays the girl, and she was a former Playboy model, and actually does a wonderful job in the film. And Leonora and I have big parts in that one.
Nice.
And they're kind of pairing that up with Akron Comic Con. Gigi was supposed to do Akron Comic Con but couldn't, so Leonora, Lisa Neild, and I will do a panel for the Girl 2 at Akron Comic Con. Akron Comic Con is going to also have, just on a side note, and then I'll be quiet, the woman who did Lucy's voice in the Peanuts, and Charlie Brown, and that it's supposed to be a great Comic Con.
That's
and then
cool.
Yeah, and then okay, so it's the Girl 2, the only ones. Then a film that Leonora and I play lovers in called The Woodmen will come out in 2024, and we've already been asked back for the sequel.
Nice.
And then another film that would be shooting next year called Little Red Rosie, and then this other independent film in January. But the three films, and then a film that was shot in Spain. I was about to say shot in space, but shot in Spain. I filmed my scene is via FaceTime, but don't make a sound. I think will come out in 2024 as well. And they've already got kind of a good independent film company that'll be releasing that film.
Nice.
So yeah, so that was, I hope that wasn't too long of an answer.
No. And is it bad that as soon as you said that the voice actor who played Charlie Brown, all I could think of was like putting down a photo and right as he goes to sign it, just pulling it out from underneath. Like, and then like putting out your hand and have him shaking, just like just doing that with everything.
That's so funny. And also, since Lucy's there, that's even funnier. Oh, that's so funny.
And for myself, and up on Instagram, besides doing the show with these lovely people, I'm also I do Wicked Horror Show most Tuesday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, live on the Wicked Horror Show Facebook and YouTube, where we have live guests most of the time. And also part of that Strange Show, And that is about that for me at this point in time. Jeremy.
For me, you can find me on Facebook at Jeremy Courtney. I need more friends, so please come friend me. I won't friend you because I feel weird doing that.
No, do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I always feel weird. Like I'll notice I have some connection to some person, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I should send them a friend request. And I'm just like, if they wanted to be my friend, they would have requested me.
No, it's just the click of a button. Do it. Just add friend.
And then let's see. Every Tuesday, I do a show called Splash Pages, where we read comic books and talk comic news. That's you can find on YouTube, Facebook, Spotify, and all those things. And actually, right about now, that's about all I'm doing. So the Midweek Geeks has, I think, ended. I'm not totally sure on that one. If it does come back, it's on Wednesday nights. And other than that, I'm here. I'm here with Nancy Ann Ritter and Kevin Crooksy, Skinless Frank, and partying with all you fabulous people that are listening and watching through Spotify, YouTube, and wherever else you can find. Hey,
I'm dancing, everyone! I'm dancing.
It's like
hey, everybody, it's me. I'm dancing. All right. Anyways,
with that, we'll see you next time.
Bye.